apparently a lot of Americans are considering leaving the country. I mean, I was considering, go living somewhere else too, but not because it is.
Google search data shows U.S. citizens are actively researching how to move to Canada, New Zealand, and Australia.
To Canada.
Among these people could be Hollywood celebrities like Sharon Stone, Cher, and Jimmy Kimmel, all of whom declared they would leave the country rather than live under a second Trump presidency.
Emotional.
Our next report brings you more.
President-elect Donald Trump's victory wasn't a happy ending for everyone after all. While some saw his re-election as a personal win, others expressed fear about America's future and declared the Republicans' triumph a war on women. With Donald Trump set to begin his second presidency next January, scores of Americans are now planning to pack their bags and move to a different country. Recent Google search data shows just that. Americans are worried about Trump's apparent threat to democracy and are now showing interest in moving to Canada, New Zealand, and Australia. As the polls closed in the U.S. East Coast on Election Day, Google searches for move to New Zealand jumped nearly 2,000%. That too, only within 24 hours. Meanwhile, a similar search for Canada surged over 1,200%, and the one for Australia climbed over 800%. A Google official says that after the president-elect's win, searches about migrating to these three countries.
Yo. That grass be greener on the other side, huh? Matter of fact, hold on. I had some comments to make on this. I actually took some notes on this. But in my opinion, this just shows how gullible, spoiled, privileged, and naive so many Americans are. And I should say how the people in power, the influencers, have made people feel this way. And I actually, as I was listening to this, maybe because everybody personalizes things, right? Like you'll hear something and then you base your perspective on it based on your own experiences, whether that's your personal experience or thing that you've seen with other people. And to me, this just shows, it highlights, am I going to say this? This highlights the issue, the resentment between men and women. This highlights the resentment between men and women. And maybe social media is a reason for some of this, just like Angela said, where it's like social media can be good for a lot of things, but also bad for a lot of things. This is why I say that it hinders the relationships between men and women. What has society convinced us? Society has convinced us, in my opinion, that women can have everything, can do whatever they want, not be held accountable for it. What is that saying that I heard somebody say? Women want the power of men, the privilege of women, and the accountability of children. In my opinion, society has convinced women that they deserve everything without even giving anything. That they deserve everything without giving anything. This is just, I see with society. When you get Kenny Burns, we showed the video before, I think on the last show or the show before that one, where Kenny Burns at the Black Men's Summit. BET has a Black Men's Summit and Kenny Burns gets up there and says, well, we all here believe that, black women gonna save the planet, right? Right. And then all the black men start clapping. This is why women believe that. Society. I don't blame. It's not about blame. I'm not blaming women in this. You know what? You want to know why I don't blame women? I'm not saying that women don't deserve any blame for it, but I just don't, because I don't think it's going to be productive in actually changing anything. So I don't blame women for this mindset that they have, because there's so many simps, emasculated, feminized, corny, clownish men that support these type of things. To the point where when I call a woman a queen, I got to question it, because I'm like, I don't want to be one of these guys just calling random women queens and them getting this unrealistic view of themselves to the point where they just believe that they could just, no, everything is earned. Everything is based on your actions. So in my opinion, I see this as an issue, and y'all are probably still wondering, like, how is he drawing this to women? When I say that people leaving because the grass is greener on the other side, I think that women have been convinced that the grass is greener on the other side. Whether that's through things that you're seeing on social media with people just putting their highlight tape and us comparing our reality, our real life to other people's highlight tapes, or just to this culture of that women deserve everything and that where the men still have to earn everything that they get. So I maybe I'm reaching a little bit, but it's almost like a conversation that I was having recently, where I was talking to somebody and I said, you want to be a wife, but you don't necessarily want to do what a wife has to do. Like my old coach used to say, shout out to Coach Shoop. He said, some people like playing football, love playing football, and other people just love being football players. They love the things that come from being a football player, how you're seen by other people as being a football player, but you don't love doing all the things that a football player has to do. You don't love getting up early and getting your running in. You don't like the physical, the physicality that it takes to be a good football player, the mental toughness that you have to have, the early morning workouts. You don't like all of these different things. Studying the film, not being able to go out and enjoy yourself and drink like everybody else. You don't like all those things that come with being a football player. You just like, what comes with the actions behind being a football player. You just like the prestige of being a football player. And that's how I see it a lot when it comes to women, or in this particular conversation, where I'm saying, like, do you want to be a wife? So you want to be a wife, but do you want to do the things that are required for a wife to do? Just like there's things that are required from a husband. So, and I see that as a societal problem. So even in the conversation that I was having, I had to take a step back and say, like, this is not her fault. The person that I was having the conversation with, this is not her fault. This is the fault of society. This is the fault of how we raise women, how privileged we raise them to be, how unrealistic, in my opinion, things are pushed, things are promoted where women can do no wrong. The reason why black women, you got a WNBA coach walking around with a shirt, black women are perfect. The reason why this is just how I see it. The grass is greener on the other side. And this is no different than what we're seeing in this video with a lot of these Americans that are now deciding to leave the country because they believe that the grass is greener on the other side in a different place. Go over there, go live there. See how it works. I've lived in Canada. I thought it was cool. I didn't have a bad time there. Yeah, I thought the people were real nice. At the time, this is when Trudeau was just getting into office. So I didn't live there in the super progressive, woke Canada. I didn't live there. I know a lot of people when it comes to healthcare, they say that, the Canadian healthcare is free. But a lot of the Canadians that I met, they told me that when it comes to a serious issue, health concern, they come down to America. They cross the border and come to America to see their doctors. Because even with free healthcare, it doesn't, there's no competition. There's not, whatever. I'm going off on a tangent. My apologies for going off on the tangent, but I think y'all understand what I'm trying to say. And if y'all don't, then I don't care. I'm still saying, let me stop. But let's keep going with the video.
Hit an all-time high. America's very same sentiment was also reflected upon New Zealand's immigration website. The site recorded around 25,000 new US-based users the day Donald Trump delivered his victory speech. The same day last year, only 1,500 Americans visited the website. Among the people planning to move abroad is a host of Hollywood celebrities who, before the election, went as far as to declare that they would rather leave than live under Trump's rule. One of them is singer and actor Cher, who said she almost got an ulcer the last time Trump won.
Oh my God.
Another is actor Sharon Stone, who is considering a house in Italy.
And this is why it's so annoying when I know we showed on the last show, I think it was Friday, all these colleges. I think we showed it. Wait, did we not show the college response? I think we showed that on the last show, where all these colleges, they're telling the kids, oh, we know that the last couple of days have been rough. If you need to take a day off, and these are prestigious universities. Like, how weak are you allowing people to be? You're giving them the day off because Trump won the election. You're telling them it's okay to come to class. We're going to have a quiz, but, you know, we're not going to count it. It's not going to count. So take the time, you know, go console your family. Like, that's the message that we're pushing to people. Like, imagine the mindset that creates, especially among young men. Oh, you lost. Take some. Trump lost. So, yeah, it's okay. You should go sad and you should cry. You should express your feelings. Tell us how that made you feel. Sit down on this couch. You know, how's that going to impact you? No, get your ass back to work. Like, this is, you need to come to class. Could you, like, it's mind-boggling what is going on in this country. And that's why we're seeing people stand up and say, hey, I'm not with this culture that y'all are building here.
Game of Thrones star Sophie Turner also said that if Trump returns to power, she will get out and move to her home country, the United Kingdom.
So let me highlight what Ant just wrote, because I think it should be highlighted. So Ant wrote, I had an epiphany, soft, capital soft. It's like the movie. So Queez gonna know what movie is it from. What movie is soft? Soft with a capital T. Like, what movie is that from? Mom, you should know what movie that's from too. So Ant wrote, I had an epiphany that's led me to believe that the feminist agenda turned from equal rights to I don't need a man as a means to destroy the traditional family and family values. When did that happen? That's a fact. And that's what the Democratic Party, when they got behind Black Lives Matter, that's what Black Lives Matter mission was. That was the mission statement on their page, but they took it down because they were losing a lot of sponsors. Queens already know. All right, so Keith had it too. Cuzzo had it too. But The Life, one of my favorites of all time. Classics, classic. All right, let's finish this up and then I'm going to let you go.
Actor America Ferrera, too, is planning to start a new life with her husband in the United Kingdom. After the results, a teary-eyed TV host, Jimmy Kimmel, also talked about packing up and exiting the United States, adding a comedic tone to an otherwise serious sentiment. Of course, it's too early to predict how many Americans will actually move abroad and how many will decide to brave a second Trump presidency. But what we do know is that Donald Trump is back.
Hold up, did y'all just peep that? Look at bro
Trump
right here.
Presidency.
Hold on.
Move abroad.
Look at my man working out at the bottom of the screen right here. There was a dude like he used to be in New York City like that. I used to see him all the time.
And
he's going to make America healthy again. I guarantee you he voted for RFK and Trump. You feel me?
How many will decide to brave a second Trump presidency? But what we do know is that Donald Trump is back, and this time with a more powerful mandate.
All right, so that's where we're going to finish up. Not too much to add on to that. No deep thoughts for y'all. Let's get to work. It's Monday. Y'all know what we come here to do. We're not getting caught up in all the BS, the emotions of this election. Trump won. It is what it is. Whether you supported him or not, it does not matter. Life goes on. Figure out the things that you can tap into and take advantage of with Trump being in office and benefit from, just like we would do the same thing if Kamala Harris was the winner.
It's Dak. Just want to thank you for checking out our video and visiting the OG Network. If you enjoyed the video, please make sure that you give us a like. And if you're looking to join a community of inspired individuals striving for purposeful abundance, subscribe. And if you're feeling real generous, share the video with some friends and family. All right, I'll see y'all soon. Ew.